Hello, everybody. So this is another check-in on my recovery progress for the ALIF and PLIF surgeries that I had to fuse my L4 and L5 spine vertebrae in my spine. It's been 2 weeks since I had the anterior procedure. That's the procedure that came in through the front, through my stomach, to place the hardware for the actual fusion. The PLIF procedure, the posterior procedure that came in from the back, was performed on the following day. So that would be 2 weeks ago tomorrow that the back procedure was performed. And that procedure placed additional hardware, excuse me, to I guess finish what they started on Thursday. I'm not sure exactly what they did in that procedure, but it was something. So out of the two procedures, I had 5 separate incisions. I had one. I have one on my stomach that was, I'd guess, about 50% of the width of my stomach, but it was right in the middle. And they didn't close that up with any sutures or staples. They just used glue. I guess there were sutures on the inside, on the muscles that, or rather the fascia on top of the muscles that they had to cut to make the pathway to the spine. And then I had a small incision kind of near the larger one on the front that I'm guessing stabilize something, or who knows what they were doing when they were coming in from that direction. And then I have 3 incisions on my back. I have 2 vertical incisions that are probably about 3.5 inches long a piece, that were stapled closed. And then I have a smaller horizontal incision below the 2 vertical ones, and it's probably 1.5 inches across. That incision is where they took bone material for the graft that they put in place for the fusion. So how am I doing? The incisions themselves don't hurt really at all. I guess the back incisions are just a little bit tender. The front incision, it almost feels numb in a weird sort of way, and the muscle material below it, it's kind of hard to explain, but I don't know, it's kind of numb. It's strange. I'm if I'm having any pain, it's mainly muscular pain, especially in my back, my lower back. But I take a muscle relaxer and something called Norco. I believe it's similar to Vicodin. I take the muscle relaxer and Vicodin every 6 hours, and that seems to be just the right amount to keep the really bad pain at bay, but not so much that I feel completely out of it and incapable of functioning. So yeah, I have the muscular pain in my back. I have very little pain in my abdomen, which surprises me. I thought that I would have a lot more pain in my abdomen than I do. I have very little there. I did have quite a bit of pain in both the front and the back for about the first week following surgery. Getting up out of bed was pretty tough. Once I was standing and moving, it wasn't too bad, but really getting up and getting out of any given position was what was most difficult. I'd say that getting up and moving a lot has been really beneficial in helping me to progress as quickly as I am. I get up and walk a ton. I walk 2 to 3 miles a day. I'm always getting up and walking around, whether it's going outside and walking around the neighborhood or just walking around the house. I've gone to the store. I have to wear a back brace when I go to any kind of a public area, but when I go to the store, I walk around the store. I just try to walk as much as possible. But overall, I'm doing great. I had my follow-up with my surgeon earlier this week. He said that everything is looking really good. I was able to have my staples taken out, and I'm able to shower again. I don't have bandages on anymore. So I'm able to shower and not have to keep putting the bandages on, which is really nice because those were very uncomfortable. What else? What else? I'll be starting physical therapy appointments in 2 weeks. I don't know what those will entail or how long those will last, but I'll be starting those in a couple of weeks. And beyond that, it's physical therapy and a lot of walking. And I'll be going back in 6 to 8 weeks to see the neurosurgeon again and see how I'm progressing, how the pain level is or has tapered off, and we'll go from there. But as it stands right now, I'm feeling great. I'm very glad that I got this done and out of the way, and it's not nearly as bad as I had imagined it would be in my head. It's definitely worse than the microdiscectomy was last year. So if you're comparing the two, if you're watching this video to see what having a fusion will be like versus a microdiscectomy, this is definitely worse than the microdiscectomy, no doubt about it. And I think that that's obvious, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be going into it. So that's it. I will post another update in a couple of weeks, so at about the 1 month period out from the procedures. And again, if you have any questions or if there's something that you were wondering about that I just didn't cover in the update, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Take care.